Hey there, Dave Gardner here, and I'm going to do a run through of the Profits Passport and the 5 streams of income that you can connect to that, and show some of my results and show some of the team's results and show some people that are not even on my team. And so that's one of the benefits. If you are looking at LiveGood, or if you are already involved in LiveGood, this is a program that you can actually use to promote LiveGood and up to 4 other additional income streams. So LiveGood obviously is the front and center program that you were going to be promoting, and all you have to do is send your link, your Profits Passport link, and then if you don't want to do anything, the creator of Profits Passport, which is a team member of mine, David Deacle, he takes care of all the follow-ups, and eventually you could start to generate some nice leads and additional income in LiveGood and get LiveGood signups because of the follow-up that he's doing. Obviously, I would recommend doing your own follow-up, getting them to know you as well, and to build them as a teammate that you can learn a little bit about, and they can learn a little bit about you. You know, that whole know, like, and trust factor. And, you know, they will likely, hopefully, buy some more of the products from you as well. So I would highly recommend getting upgraded into at least the second income stream, if not all of them. And the reason why the second income stream is crucially important is because it is building your own email list. Now, if you think of a lot of the people that come into programs that can come in within a month or two and take over the leaderboard, at least jump to high ranks on the leaderboard, and eventually take over the leaderboard, it's because these are people that have massive lists. We're talking thousands and thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of subscribers. They may be even into the millions of subscribers. They have YouTube channels, maybe with tens of thousands of subscribers, maybe even hundreds of thousands of subscribers. So when they put out a video, they put out a blog post, they put out an email, thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands possibly of eyes are seeing this. If you compare that to just only having a few hundred friends on Facebook and you're wondering why, you know, you're not getting any traction, not getting a team to build, it's because you don't have enough faces out there. You want to get more eyes on the prize, as they say. You want to get more eyes on your link. You want to have more people see it. And so the more numbers you can produce and put out there, the more likely you're going to have a better rate. And so building a list is crucial. And that's what income stream number 2 is. It ties in, income stream number 2 ties into an autoresponder email for software, called GetResponse. It has high deliverability rates. It has, templates you can use, create, and easily set up either fully automated email follow-up systems, or you can do broadcast newsletters. And I'm going to show you how to tie that in here in a little bit. Income stream number 3 is actually a way to get clicks. Now, you obviously want to be able to send traffic to your Profits Passport link, and then people will then be able to see all of these income streams and tie in to be an affiliate underneath you, so that you would earn commissions off of their work because they're joining you, and you get affiliate commissions because you join them. So income stream number 3 is Udimi. It's a place where you can get low-priced clicks on your traffic. You can actually choose, providers. You can look at their reviews. You can look and see if they have lots of good opt-ins, but opt-ins isn't always great. What you really want to look for is to see if they have sales. So I'm going to show you that here as well. And then income stream number 4, being able to try to track your clicks to see where they're going, where they're coming from, and making sure that you know where those things are coming from. And if it's actually legitimate traffic, you actually have the ability to put tagging code on your own pages if you were to do your own capture pages in the long run. And so the ROI, or the return on investment panel, is recommended for income stream number 4. And income stream number 5 is a guaranteed 100 leads a day dropped into my lead gen system. And you can then email them once a day as well. So, on day 2, you now have 200 leads. Day 3, you now have 300 leads you can send an email to. So after, 10 days, you have 1,000 leads. You're sending that. By day 15, you got 1,500 leads. And you can keep sending as that list keeps building up. They may have a cap to the amount of lists and leads that goes out to. You can look into the terms and agreements for that. So again, those are the 5. Again, we have LiveGood, which is a health supplements company. It's a worldwide company that is focusing on a membership model. And it has very low priced but very high quality supplements that are good for everyday living and good health. And so if you want to join LiveGood, obviously that would be the main thing to do first. You can also join LiveGood by itself. So if you only want LiveGood by itself, take a look at the link below, or the details below, and you'll see information on that. But if you want to be able to increase and build your own leads list, Because over time, maybe you're going to follow up with those people, and let's say a year from now, 2 years from now, you're obviously hopefully still inside of LiveGood because of the low price and the great products and the great compensation plan. But maybe all of a sudden you produce your own book or you come up with your own training course. You want to be able to have a list that you can then send out those details to, and then maybe your followers and your team might buy your book or find some other training that they're associated or that you are involved in. So bear with me as we go through. Obviously, you can kind of skip and fast forward. You can go down and look at some of the other details. Go to the link below, obviously, to go find out more about Profits Passport. That's going to be the first link in this description. But I do want to go through and kind of tie in how you would actually go through things. And so, again, just a little backstory on mine. Before I joined Profits Passport, I was in touch with the creator, David Deacle, about joining LiveGood with me. And I kept telling him, over a couple months that he really needs to do this and, create a funnel with it, because he is really good at doing that and building lists and building teams. And so over, a couple months time, he finally took the leap of faith and joined. And as he joined, not only has his team started to explode, but that's also helped my growth as well. And so you can actually see his overall team here, 181 people he is subscribed. This is actually, I believe, either his mom or his daughter, and then he's underneath that. So that team has exploded. And so he set himself up the correct way. It's helped me rank to gold because my numbers went up. My numbers are, approaching, they're about halfway to platinum. And so if you notice, again, I do have other people on my team that are starting to grow and have started to already rank up to that first position of bronze. David is already ranked up to gold as well because of his massive growth. So a couple things I want to show you just in LiveGood because of his joining me. Like I said, I ranked up to gold and I'm going to continue to go towards platinum. I still have to do some more growth. I could be stuck here for a while, but I got to do some more of my own sponsoring as well. But the program is helping that in the process for me to subscribe or get subscribers, I should say, and to be able to follow up with them, but also make other sales in the process. And so just to show you, for example, just the month of September, so we're 10 days into September. This is only the second month that David is in. He joined at the very, very end of July. So he was not really, we won't even really include July. We can include all of August and then 10 days in September. So this is just mine. Down one level, I've personally sponsored 2 people. Okay, I've personally over a couple months have sponsored 57 people. A couple people have dropped out. A couple people are still active, but they're active as affiliates, but they haven't paid their monthly membership. So they got pulled out of the matrix. And so that's why there's a differential in those 2 numbers. If we go to all of the generations, so, I sponsored David, who then sponsored someone else, who sponsored someone else. I just want to show you the change in numbers just for the last 10 days. So this is just the month of September. And when we refresh that, notice it's loading. So there's my numbers, 57 and 40. Notice before I had sponsored 2 people, there are now 22 people or 21 that are new affiliates, 2 new members. So someone might not have upgraded to the affiliate, but they are at the annual membership or the $9.95 monthly membership, and they're saving on their LiveGood products. And so 22, so duplication is taking place, and a lot of that is being done by David and his team throughout the Profits Passport platform. And so one thing I want to show you and point out, LiveGood has been around for over a year. They started in, I believe, June of 2022. They officially launched and opened up their power line and their matrix building system and their team growth program and the back end bonuses in December of 2022. I joined at the very, very end of January 2023. And so David already, just in the last month and a half, has already sponsored 143 people and ranked up to 22. So that's as of, a 42 position. That's out of, thousands and thousands. There's 670, I believe, thousand members. As of this point, 670,000 members worldwide, and he's ranked number 42. The other thing I want to point out and that I'm teamed with, so I can connect you to both, my sponsor is Jeffrey Amon, 952 personally sponsored members. Now, one of the big things, again, that I want to point out about him, or whether it's, Fernando, likely, definitely Eric Johnson, definitely Edward. Edward is Jeff's sponsor. And when you look at these people that are at the top positions, most of them have their own either marketing system, they have their own subscriber list, they have their own leads, they have their own YouTube channels. So people are finding them and they're registering them because they like the value that they're providing and the opportunity that makes it a little easier for them. So having a list is crucial, which is why, again, I highly recommend registering for both LiveGood, but also for income stream number 2, which is going to be Get Response. So let's say you go and you get into that second one and you want to start to build. So you've signed up, you've done the income stream. So let's go back to the Profits Passport. Again, you're going to go through all 5 income streams. There's another video that I went through more in depth with each one. So let's say you sign up for LiveGood, you sign up for Get Response, then you sign up for Udimi. We're not going to worry about these 2 yet, but maybe later in the video. So you sign up for Udimi and you're getting some traffic. Okay, that's the key thing. You want to give traffic. The question is, well, what do you send them? Okay, what you send them is going to be your promotional tools or in your promotional tools, and you're going to send them, and hopefully you've connected your Get Response through David's training through an API code, and you're going to be able to start to build your list. And what I would recommend, what the ones I've been doing, you can either choose this first one, the one I've been testing out right now. If you scroll down a little bit, it talks about, a simple two-way system or two-step system to generate daily income just by sending emails. And so what you would do is you would copy this link. And inside this link, you're going to copy this link and you can either highlight it and then you can do Control C on your computer. You could right click and like I just did, and then I could click copy. You could just click the little link here. So if I click this link, sometimes you'll see that it highlights it. You can copy it. And what you're going to do then is you're going to go to Udimi and you're going to start to do some research. That research is going to be looking for people. So for example, find sellers, solo deals, affiliates. We want to find sellers, for example, people that are selling clicks. You can do it by keyword, you can do it by favorites, you can filter, you can do certain prices. So let's say you're willing to pay a little more, you can change the price. If I click on this, notice I can change my maximum price. I can scroll and roll. Let's say I only want to spend 40 cents. It's going to eliminate. Notice there's only 2 sellers that were found. If I click on that again and I go up to 65 cents, notice there were more people. So you can go through and you can check things out. Now, notice where it says got sales. I want people that have sales because I know that they have potentially a buyer's list. Instead of just, getting leads. Leads are great and you can follow up with them. But if you know people have buyers, people that often buy will buy again. So notice if there's 5 sellers, if I go to 0%, this number is going to go up even more. Notice it went to 7 sellers. Notice because I have different things chosen. I'm in the health niche. They have over 50 visitors and they have over 50 ratings. If we go down to 25 ratings, it's probably going to go even higher. Notice it went higher. If I change my niche, if we go to all niches, notice we have 33 sellers. So the more you pinpoint what you want, obviously, the better you're going to be. Now, when we're talking about Profits Passport, this is going to be something that could just be a marketing. It could be under health. I would stay away from crypto. I would stay away from social. I would stay away from finance because it's not really related to those. But for example, if we click on health or, if we just click on marketing, we still have the same 33. But I want to pinpoint it better. I want them to have, at least 30% of the people got sales. Notice it went down to 23, but I want to have more ratings, and because that way more people have seen it. Maybe make sure that they're verified. Notice they're verified. Max price is higher. They get, they could be in any language. Maybe I only want to have English. So if we chose that they're only English, make sure now we've gone down to 18 sellers. Now we can start to choose. So for example, if we click on, we're going to click on Leah. I'm going to just right click and open her up in a new window. And once you open up that provider, you can now see some more of her details. And you can see, for example, responses, you can see reviews, you can see past results. So she was the #1 in sales for August. She's a Hall of Fame member, 30 years. She sold 44 solo ads recently. She gives you some details. Okay, so 96 is going to be top tiered. Top tier countries, US, UK, or Britain, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, because these are typically English-speaking countries. She's going to give you a little over delivery. She gets new subscribers daily, so that's good. It's not going to be the same list over and over again. She creates ad copy, so you just have to give the link. And then you can scroll down and you can choose what you want, but also you can go through and see what's available or what's not. Maybe there's limits in what she offers. Tells you where it's coming from. If we scroll down, there's reviews, and then you can actually see what people say. And so notice, this one is a green up thumb, but there's no got sales. So they got lots of traffic. Leah was very helpful, blah, 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 over-delivered 11%, but doesn't really say anything about, opt-ins. This says, great rate, opt-in rate, but what's even better is that 70% of the people that opted in to get my free report also signed up to watch my webinar, which is a great close rate. So maybe they got sales later. Okay, another one got sales. Good solo, great run, great run. Some people only do very minimal responses. You can click down and see more. And again, you want to do your due diligence when you are looking for people who are going to provide your traffic. But what traffic always is a test. Okay, traffic is always a test, but you can do your due diligence to have that test hopefully give you better results. So that link that we copied back here, what we're going to do, we're going to go over. And I have an older link. Notice I was using the ROI panel, which is that income stream 4. You can do that as well. That's just an extra step. What I would do, I would post this in here. So there's my Profits Passport link. There's my affiliate number. So this number would be different for you. And then I would just put something like Leah, or I would probably put Udimi, so I know it comes from Udimi. And then I would put Leah, so I know it's Leah on the Udimi platform. And then maybe I might also put that today's date, for example, is 9-10-23. So what happens is when Leah accepts my clicks, she's going to start sending traffic. That could be through her own emails. That could be through a banner ad she has. That could be through a blog post or a YouTube video she has. It could be through a variety of ways that she is sending clicks to your link. So all you're going to do is choose your link. So we've added the link there. Notice how it says allow the seller to start traffic delivery earlier than scheduled. Notice it's scheduled. They always schedule it for a day in advance, so it automatically goes the next day. I can do the slide scale to choose more clicks. So notice it's changing, and as it changes here, it changes my total, and it tells you what the total's for. There's a service fee. If you want to add a filter so that it's only top tier and guaranteed top tier, she says it's top tier, but then the system will also verify and guarantee that it's top tier. It's an extra upcharge for that. Notice it's 10 cents extra per click, so that's going to be a little jump in the price. Notice it's $386, goes to $451, so that added about $70 right there. So I would recommend anytime you're starting out with a new provider, don't go in with a huge amount. Okay, depending on your ad budget, maybe you go in at 150 clicks, maybe you go in at 100 clicks, maybe 200 clicks, just depending on your ad budget, and then maybe do somebody else for the same amount of clicks and test them to make sure, and you can see who's giving you the good results, where are the leads coming from, and therefore who's giving you a better return on your investment. Now, whether you use the ROI panel or not, I'm going to stay away from that right at this moment. But what you would then do, and what you need to make sure you have set up, is your get response. And I also want to show you how this correlates to the Profits Passport. So when you go into Profits Passport, eventually, if you send clicks, David Deacle will also send you emails that say you have a Profits Passport lead, or if it's a Profits Passport referral. If they become a referral, that means they've taken the next step. They opted in, then they became a lead for both David and you, so that you both have the ability to follow up. If they became a Profits Passport referral, that means they took the next step and actually created a username, and they started to go through these same 5 steps that you see at the top of my banner here, or right here, I should say, income stream 1 through 5, and they have the ability to join you in all 5 of those. So what you're going to do, you're going to get, for example, where it shows the leads. If you click on leads, and I'm going to block out some stuff here, but if you notice as I scroll up, this part right here under source, you see where people are coming from. So this is YouTube Profits Passport Overview. That was another YouTube video I had. I sent out an email that was titled Killer Email, so I got a couple of them from different places. Okay, another from YouTube. So you can see where your people are coming from, and this is a great way, again, to get you an idea of who is giving you the better traffic. So if all of a sudden you realize that David has sent you 100 emails, you don't know where those people came from if you did traffic from 5 or 6 different people, if you didn't tag it correctly. So make sure, again, at the very end of your clicks, if we go back into Udimi, sorry, you can tag this at the very end, and that will help because this is your Profits Passport link. So David has the software inside that will tell you this is where those people came from. If you go and also set up ROI Panel, you'll have a secondary code and an ID number that also attaches them too. So notice how I have a source and a sub ID. In some cases they're blank, but here I have a code that would have been at the end of the email, but I also have a sub ID because the sub ID was attached to the ROI panel. Okay, and the ROI panel is a separate setup. That would be a different link that you would share, but the concept is the same. So depending on how easy you want to keep it, if you want to keep it simple, focus on the Udimi link, send the traffic. If you are not in GetResponse, all you need to do is send traffic from anywhere. It could be Facebook, it could be YouTube, it could be a blog post, could be an email to someone, could be a direct message to someone. And you could just directly send them. If you don't care about tracking stuff, you could just send them the original link without any of the replace me stuff at the very end, and you could send people something similar to this whole Profits Passport link. So if we go back there, we go into promotion tools, you could do that. Now, if you want to build your list, which I highly recommend you do, if you want to be building your own list, you're going to want to have the connected second income stream, which is GetResponse. Now, once you have that set up, let's say you have everything set up, you have your LiveGood set up, you have your GetResponse set up, you set up Udimi, you're now going to send traffic. What you need to make sure is that you have an automated message set up in there, but also you need to know how to send broadcast emails. Now, the automated messages set up, so let's say you send traffic, you buy a traffic order, that traffic order might start coming when you're asleep. And you might get 10, 15, 20, 50, depending on how many clicks you bought, you could get thousands and thousands of clicks over the course of a very short period of time, depending on what your ad budget is and depending on how much you put into it. So you don't want to have to create your own follow-up, and every time someone creates a subscriber for you, you don't want to then have to copy and go into that email and then copy it and then send a personal email and say, hey, welcome to Profits Passport. My name is blah, blah, blah. Make sure you log back in. Or if you haven't, created your free account with Profits Passport, maybe you do that here. You don't want to have to do that. You want the system to automate it for you. And that is where GetResponse comes in. Now, when you log into GetResponse, it should look something similar to this. Hopefully, you've also set in your recurring account. And like just for me with Profits Passport in a couple weeks, I've already had 3 people upgrade and create a paid GetResponse account. So not only am I earning a commission for people that have joined me in LiveGood, I'm also earning a secondary commission that's going to be recurring, either monthly or annually, for people that have also joined me in GetResponse. I have people that have also upgraded to Udimi and are starting to buy traffic. That is an affiliate program itself. I'm also earning some commissions from Udimi. And then we also, again, have the ROI panel and my lead gen system where I can also earn additional incomes. So there's 2 major things for GetResponse. And notice one says newsletter and one says autoresponder. The big difference is a newsletter is something that is live, it's fresh, something that you create today that has like value for today, I should say. I'm filming this on a Sunday. It's in the middle of September. National Football League football is playing in September. So I could talk about something that's starting and, exciting that the New York Giants are playing today because it's a September day and the games are playing. I'm going to talk about maybe in my emails because I am a full-time high school science teacher. I can talk about something about the first week of school, being exhausted but still having a really fun time and, having some personal experiences, hiking or, going putt-putt golf, going to a brewery this weekend. So those are all things you can talk about in a current newsletter. The big difference with an autoresponder is because the autoresponder is going to be something that is automated set and forget to an extent. I say that loosely, set and forget. That's going to be something that you don't want to have necessarily current events mentioned, but you could talk about it in the past. You can say, I remember one time, I was watching the Giants football game and this happened. Because what happens is I'm going to set this up, but I might have someone join my Profits Passport later in, let's say, March, April, May, June, July, when the football season isn't happening. I could have it, again, June and July or July, August when school isn't happening. And so it doesn't make sense if I have current events in my autoresponder. Auto means automatic. That means as soon as that person opts in to your Profit Passports link, so again, that's the link you're going to share with your Udimi people, they're going to go to your page that's connected to you, and they're going to possibly and hopefully opt in, and then they're going to instantly get a message from David and a message from you that is welcoming them and then pointing them back either to the membership to join either LiveGood or to join a Profits Passport membership to be able to get into the platform as well. And then you can start to engage with them and talk about your experiences in marketing and your experiences with, income stream 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, depending on what they are. And so the autoresponder is beneficial because it allows you to start to engage and to have that first contact right away, whether you're sleeping, whether you're on vacation, whether you're out at work, whether you're out having a beer, whether you're out, running, on a bike, on a boat, doesn't matter where you are, that autoresponder will work. And so you want to have a system set up. Now, automatically you have a generic account set up. And so I'm just going to click on here and I'm going to go into the tools. And inside the tools, we have lots of things to choose from. I'm just going to click on Autoresponders. And I'm going to show you how I have a variety of messages set up in a couple different campaigns. There is a very, very generic campaign that's probably attached to either your first email or your username. And that's the most generic one. And that might have been what you attached with your API key into David's program. But then you could also go in and create campaigns. Okay, that's a totally different training, totally different video. But for example, if you're up in tools, you would have to go through here and start to create things or to add stuff in. I'm not going to get into details of that right now. You can generically do that, or you can look for another campaign video. But whatever one you've attached, so for example, I have a couple campaigns. So notice right here where it says manage your autoresponders, I have a couple campaigns. The barefoot painting one is the one that's probably attached to my email, my generic Gmail email that is attached to my account. So that could be the one that you have, might be the only one you have. I have one for my own list building report that I've created. I'll throw a link down to that as well. You can go to listchemistry.com. Again, that's listchemistry.com and get some training on the proper way to build yourself a list of raving fans. And then I have one that's geared more towards the LiveGood process, the LiveGood opportunity, and obviously tied into Profits platform as well. And so notice I have 30 here. I got 29, 28. This is the cycle day. So every day this number keeps getting smaller and smaller because it goes back all the way to 0. If we go back to my first one, notice it starts at 0. You want to make sure that your first message is going out as soon as people opt in. Okay, so always have your first message in an autoresponder going out as 0. If we go to the previous page, so these ones have the most recent ones first. So if we go, notice every single day I have a message going out for a month. 1, day 2, day 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way in, 21, 22, all the way up to 30. Now you can space these. Let's say you don't want them to go out every day. You can have one. Obviously I would recommend going out on day 0 so that it's, instantly, while they're hot, while they're ready, while they're, having things stuck in their head. They just saw this. Send that message out. So on maybe let's say you want to give them a day or two. So then you say, okay, maybe on day 3, I want it to go again. So that would be 3 days later. If you wrote then 5, it would be 5 days later. So just keep in mind, it's however many days. These days are the number of days after the time they opted in. So this is 30 days after they opted in. This is 29 days. This is 28. So these are all a day after each other. Okay. Some autoresponder programs, you would put a 1 all the way through, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. That means you add it 1 day after the next one. This one is based on the beginning time that they opted in. So on the day of the cycle, if they've been in there for a month, you could see what the traction is. So if you want to have some autoresponder messages, I would highly recommend having, if you're going to have the minimal, at least one, obviously, just to welcome them, let them know how they can get in touch with you, whether it's your phone number to text, whether it's your social media, links, how they're going to find you on Facebook, if you're on Instagram, TikTok, whatever, or however you want them to get in touch with you. Again, that's up to you on that. I like to have more, so I would recommend maybe having 7 to 10, but I like to go even farther, give them at least a month's worth, and I'm going to continue to add to this as time goes on. Now, things that you would put in. Let's go in and take a look at my first message just to give you an idea of what you would put in the first message. So I'm just going to click on that message, and it will allow me to go in and edit. And one of the cool things about GetResponse is you can always go back, you can change your links, you can change images, you can edit it. So if you realize something works better, or if you later, a month from now, you change something else and you want to redirect them to another page, just go in and change it. So notice I have it set up on day 0. So that means it will go right away. And I have it sent out to the LiveGood list. Again, I could also check, I could change this and add it to a different one, but this is my LiveGood list. This is the name of what the email is. That's only for me. The email that I'm connected with, that's the email that the people see. And then we have the title, what they're going to get when they see and opt in to the page. And then we have the message. So we're going to edit the message. And these are all things that you can play around with. GetResponse is a really fluid and easy to use drag and drop builder. So notice I can add an image, text, I can add a button, I can add a video, spacers, dividers, social connections. I can do custom HTML. I'm not going to get into that at all. But notice I have an image in there. If I click on the image, notice there is a way I can replace it. I can edit, and I can even add a link. So if people click on it, they're going to be able to go to that page. So notice I have my name. You just left me your contact details, blah, blah, blah. Say, how to save and earn with LiveGood. Awesome choice while you're reaching out. Whatever your contact information is, you can put that in there. I'll be reaching out to you a little bit to know you. Yes, I want to take the LiveGood tour, so I have a button that they could add. What is LiveGood? I have a video talking about it, and then I tell them what's going to happen tomorrow. Okay, be on the lookout. I'm going to share some FAQs. There's a way for them to get in touch with me, either by text or voicemail, and then I have links at the bottom. Now, notice each of these is a little different box that highlights. This highlights as a separate button. This is a text box. There's an image. So you can really edit these to your content. And one of the cool things is you can actually save these as a template. And so you can go back and revisit those templates. So I'm not going to change everything or anything in here. Obviously, I have a disclaimer about, income results, things like that. They're not typical. I work hard. I've had experience, not, no guarantee, so on and so forth. And also connected that you may purchase from me and I'll get a commission, obviously. Okay, something similar to that. So I'm just going to get out of that, but I want to just show you some of the concepts if we were to create another autoresponder. So if you're going to create the second one. So I'm going to, because I really didn't change anything, I'm just going to update this. And a cool thing, once you've made your message, there's really two things you can do. You can either create an autoresponder, and that will start you from scratch. It will give you two options, either using AI or just starting it from scratch. And then you'll have the opportunity to choose from multiple different templates, or you can choose one of your templates of your own. What I have been doing lately is a really cool feature. It keeps it simple. Just click duplicate, but keep an eye on your number. So we did day 30. If I click duplicate, what it's going to do is going to create the same message, but I'm going to change the date. I'm going to change the subject. So this was on traffic secrets. I'm going to now send this on day 31. And let's see, we're going to call this traffic secrets part 2. Because I just did traffic secrets the day before. So we're going to call this just dash part 2. And you can do this for whatever. Again, this is up to you and how you want to do it. You could create a new one from scratch or just pull it in. So when I pull it, notice this is a different picture. Because this one was, the one I showed you first was on day 0. This is now 30 days later. I'm sharing another thing. And again, this is a crucial thing and crucial aspect to why you should have a list. It's not only about someone else doing the work for you. Yes, that's great, and that's awesome when you can, set it and forget it. But if you're building in the beginning and you're looking for multiple streams of income, you want people to know you. You want them to trust you, to like you. So I just want to show you this one message here as well. And what I did years ago, back in 2012, I had the opportunity to go over to Kenya with Russell Brunson. And so Russell Brunson is very well known in the marketing world. He's the CEO of ClickFunnels and numerous author to numerous best-selling books, from Expert Secrets, .com Secrets, Traffic Secrets, and his Secrets trilogy, amongst many other things. So I had the opportunity to hang out with him in Kenya for a week, and I've seen him in other places over time, and obviously follow him here and there. And so one of the best recommendations I can make on building traffic is to read his books and read his his Traffic Secrets book. So as I'm going through, obviously people are reading my emails and people are trying to get leads and trying to get clicks to their site, and they're wondering, okay, how do I do traffic? I don't want to necessarily spend time teaching every single person all the strategies. But if I can point them in the right way, that's the key thing. Now, again, I'm a teacher by trade. I like to point people in the right way. Instead of just giving them the answers, I want them to be pointed in the right way because I want them to develop the skills as well. And so I promote Russell's book and I promote ClickFunnels. And so in that process, someone might have joined me in LiveGood, and someone might have joined me in GetResponse, and someone might have joined me under Udimi, and maybe ROI Panel, maybe my lead gen secret. And then maybe a couple weeks later, they start to see some of my emails, and they've started to get to know me, and maybe they're trusting me. Maybe they found me. Maybe I've responded. Maybe they've talked to me on the phone. Maybe they've texted back and forth, because I usually am very quick to respond to text and to voicemail, and emails as well. And so they're starting to develop that trust. And so I'm recommending that they get the Traffic Secrets book. So when you look at this, for example, if I click on this button, notice it opens up a tab over to the side, and there's my link, the davidgardner.com/traffic secrets, which would then redirect for them to look at the book. I have an unboxing of the book that I did. I have a video that I did, use the same link, either a highlighted, hyperlinked, or, another thing. So all the tools, for example, if you want to hyperlink something, all you have to do is highlight your text. If I highlight this text, for example, notice it opens up these other tools at the top. I would just click that link button and I could insert the link that I wanted to go to. So notice right here, I just have text that is clickable. Right here, the text is not clickable. Notice my hand disappears from the icon and then it goes back to a hand that's clickable. I added an image. And so as you add things, again, GetResponse is nice and easy. Click and drag. Obviously, play around with it, test it out, get used to it. And so this is the first, obviously I sent the message as ClickFunnels, but I could do the same thing. I could just say, hey, because again, I'm creating the new message. Hey, just a reminder to grab your Traffic Secrets book. Okay. Now I can go through this and edit it more and go forth and have a follow-up message, but I don't want this content is really supposed to be on Profits Passport, but I want to show you again the importance of having your own email list. Again, when you see those people that are on the leaderboards, it's because they have big lists. Then they can send out an email or two, and next thing they know, they might have hundreds of thousands of sales. And so that's the process. I would save this, and then the next thing you know, I have a follow-up message. So I don't want to save this. I'm going to go back again, and we're going to pretend this wasn't there. I don't want to save that one because, again, I'd rather edit it and spend the time. And, again, this isn't about Traffic Secrets. I highly recommend you get that. If you're on my list, you will eventually see that. So I'm just going to go back here, and hopefully nothing is saved. It might be saved as a temporary draft. I can figure that out later. But the other thing I want to point out is the other option. Let's say you neglected to set up your autoresponder. What you would instead choose is newsletter. And you're going to do the same process. You're going to click on newsletter, but it's really the same thing. And as I mentioned with the autoresponder, you can either create it yourself with the templates or do the AI generator. I haven't played around with this. That might be something I'll get into later. So I'm going to do by myself. And once we get into by yourself, this is where we have some options. And so I could say, welcome to the team. Okay, Profits Passport, follow-up, something like that. I know that's the title. That's for me. That way I know the message is sent out. The subject line that I know that they're going to see. Make sure I put the other parentheses there. You're going to choose who you want that to go to. Where it says recipients, I have a couple, like I showed you earlier. I have a few lists. You might only have your one list. Okay, whatever list you chose or whatever campaign that you have connected to the Profits Passport, you should have done an API key and pulled it from a certain campaign. That's the one you want to choose. So if you have multiples, you can send it to multiples. I like sending them to both. So I click them both. It sends it out to more people. Now, obviously, if you have lists that are totally different or not connected to marketing, then you don't want to send the same message if it's marketing to both the marketing people and the people that are on your, let's say your knitting group. So if you have a list for knitting, then maybe they don't care about marketing. Don't send them something that they might not be receptive of, because then they might think it's just spam and they might then delete it. So I'm going to send this to both. We're going to click it again. Likely you just have the one, so it'll tell you how many it's going to. I'm going to design my message. So I'm just going to click design message. And this is where we have options. You have many, I don't even know, hundreds, thousands. I have no clue how many templates there are. All I know is there are a lot of templates to choose from with GetResponse. And so you can choose one of the templates. You can go to a blank template and just have it, nothing. I have saved templates. So I click on my templates, and that minimizes the amount of effort I have to do. So I go through and we're going to use my template. And my template is listed to, the background is my other image. I mentioned if you go to listchemistry.com, you will get my list building training. So notice I just have, content to modify here, but here's a block, here's an image. I can click the image and notice I can edit, I could add a link. So I could just go find another image. So let's say, for example, I want to pull off another image. So I'll show you how to do that here as well. So we'll go over to my blog for a hot minute here. Hopefully my internet will work somewhat fast. I got quite a few things open, so I apologize for any delays. So if we go to my blog and I want to grab an image. So let's say we go down and, website traffic, the 3 systems I use for traffic. And we look at this and there's an image, and it could be on Facebook, it could be somewhere else. I'm not sure if this one will work, but notice usually if you click on an image, open the image in a new tab. For some reason, somehow the words have been cut off a little bit, but for the sake of this, we're just going to grab this link. I open it in a new image. We're going to go up to the very top, and I'm going to copy that link. I'm going to go back into GetResponse, and I'm going to edit my link, which apparently this is wanting me. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Sorry about that. I want to replace, because it's already in there. Oh, here we go. I even forgot myself. Notice where it says embed from a URL. Sorry about that. So notice GetResponse is a little more powerful than I think sometimes. I could have edited it. I could have drawn things on there. What we really need is this part right here. Okay, so I'm going to highlight that whole thing to kind of remove it. And then I'm going to Control V and paste the new one in there and just click go. And it'll change that one of me. So now that image is in there. And then I can start to edit my message and say, okay, here's some traffic. It could be Udimi, could be some other places that I get my traffic. And so then I can click in here. So, affiliate sales and building your own list. I would link that to the same thing. I can change the link here where I want it to go. I can change and edit things. Okay, one of the things I always talk about throughout my messages, getting the right tools. So obviously if you have a video somewhere or a blog post, make sure you're bringing people back into your list. Make sure you have email automation. So I have my GetResponse link inside my emails. I have ClickFunnels links inside my emails. I might sometimes, again, obviously, I mentioned, promoting traffic secrets. I have obviously the links back to Profits Passport. You can really put any links in your emails. Again, notice this is just my template. So tomorrow, blank, blank, blank. So I'm going to fill that in. And then I have a box that has my details. Let's do this with my name, text, text me, voicemail, connect with me on social media, disclaimer. Notice these are all boxes. So you can save this as a template. Okay, so that's the key thing, saving it as a template. So if I were to click the back button, this gives me layouts. Let's say I want to add another box in here. So we're just going to put a spacer right there. Okay, so now I know that just gives it a little more space. Maybe it spreads it out, gives a little more white space, makes it a little easier on the eyes to read this. And I'm trying to find where the button is. But yeah, so save and exit, that's what I wanted. Let's say you want to save your own templates. You could create your own generic, outline of, okay, this is what I want to have. I want to have a main header that looks like me. Every time that they see the same image, they get to know me. I want to, get my introduction. I want to get the body. I want to get, a link bar, and I want to get a signature in my goodbye, and then I want to get a disclaimer. I can add all those, and what I can do is I can just save this as a template. I'm not going to click this because I don't want this as an additional template, but if you click it, it'll then open up, another option like how you want to name it, what you want to do with it, so on and so forth. So those templates will be available. It's a really cool feature and function. And so again, let's say you've sent traffic through Udimi. You're starting to get messages from David Dico that say you have a new subscriber into Profits Passport. Then you could go in and you could log in to your get response. Again, I'm not going to save this. I don't want this one to go out. So I'm just going to go back into my main dashboard. And what you would then do is you could start to see your contacts. When you have your contacts, again, then you can start to do your live broadcasts. That, again, is the one I just showed you. That would be the newsletter. Those ones go out whenever you send them. So you can go in and you can look. If you click on contacts, you'll see your contacts. So if I click on this, we're just going to see numbers. We're not going to see actual contacts. So I can see the numbers of people. So I've sent, 232 leads that I've created into and through in a combination of with David's stuff and some of my other stuff. And then you could click the sidebar over here to see the contacts. We're not going to show those. You don't need to see those emails, but that's basically how you would do it. So again, once you get your Profits Passport link, the opportunity obviously is to start to share it. You could share it straight on social media. You could share it through your direct messages when people are interested in this opportunity of 5 income streams. You could send it through email to people. You could do a solo ad. You could do a banner ad. But you need some place for them to click that they're going to go to Profits Passport and then register and opt in. Once they opt in, it's going to allow you, if you've connected Get Response, to build your own list. So obviously in your Get Response emails, you want to send them back and make sure that they've also enrolled and created a membership. But also this is where you start talking about maybe your experiences with Profits Passport. This is where you start talking about your experiences with LiveGood or any of the other programs that are in the 5 income streams, because you want to build your list. And then as you continue to send messages, you can then always follow up with those people later, whether it's a couple days later, a week later. Obviously, do a couple autoresponder messages, but also touch base with them week by week, couple, maybe every other day with live messages as well. Every Thursday night is the cutoff Zoom training for LiveGood. Every Friday is the Firestarter Friday training. Every Monday is the product trainings for LiveGood. So you could send people those messages, getting them back to come check out the Zooms and see what a great company LiveGood is. And then likely, obviously, put the link for the Zoom meeting, put the link to join back again to LiveGood if they haven't already become a pre-enrolled member, or the Secure My Position link. If they've already pre-enrolled, then tell them to go there instead. So there's a lot you can do, and you're basically at your will and your desire. You can promote whatever you want to your own list, but obviously in the beginning, those first, crucial days after they've opted in, be heavy on the LiveGood emails and the Profits Passport emails and getting them back. But then over a series of maybe a couple weeks, if they don't have any traction, maybe they haven't responded to LiveGood yet, you could start promoting other things, but bring it back to LiveGood as well, just to remind them that, hey, I'm still in this, or hey, this is a live message. Instead of my autoresponder, this is a live newsletter. Hey, this is the newest product that LiveGood just came out with. The monthly commission payments came out. People are making some really good money in the opportunity that they're taking action and working hard and sponsoring people. And so this is kind of how you meld these 3 together. Like I said, ROI Panel is just another additional step if you want to really be able to track. And if you're working with your own web pages, you can actually put tracking code on to see where people are actually landing and actually opting into the page and seeing that next page. If you have a thank you page or a bridge page, you can tie that in and track that in. And it's just another round of protection to make sure that it's real traffic. The last one I want to talk about quickly is my lead gen system. So we'll go to my lead gen system. That's the 5th and final income stream. And notice I got 200 leads today. I had 200 yesterday. There's bonus. because I've sponsored someone. When you sponsor someone, instead of getting 100 leads a day, you get 200 leads a day. And so all you have to do, just like you're doing in your own follow-up system with GetResponse. Now, GetResponse, remember, they are already your leads in your GetResponse campaign. People that are in My Lead Gen Secret, you get these leads. They're your leads, but they're also, like part of the big system. This is where you want to get them back to, or at least to see for the first time, Profits Passport, or you can promote to them anything you want. Let's say you're promoting something else and you're in a totally different business outside of LiveGood. So let's say you're doing something in cryptocurrency or you're doing something in Forex. You could send messages to your My Lead Gen secret list every day on Forex or on cryptocurrency or on, some other program that you're doing. It's really up to you. Obviously, it would make sense to get them back into Profits Passport because there's a connection there. They may sign up for you for those other income streams. David does all the work. You get a lead on your list that's more highly marketable. It's basically a warmer lead, and it's a higher quality lead because now they've actually opted in, they've signed in, they've seen things from you, they've seen your name, and you're telling them where they're going to go and that you can follow up with them. So My Lead Gen Secret, very simple. You're basically going to get leads starting. I believe as soon as you join, you're going to get leads. All you do is go into the mailing system. You click the mailing system. I just logged out here. Give me a second. I was timed out. Sorry about that. So go to mailing system, and once you're in the mailing system, notice I can choose, apparently you can choose up to 9,000. I don't know if that's something I was grandfathered into or maybe the system blocks it at that much, but you can choose where you want your leads to come from. Obviously, the fresher the lead, the more likely they are to open it up. So I would click, I want 9,000 of my last 32,000 leads to show up. I put a subject line, whether I want it to come from me. Obviously, I want to have them know me, so I have them coming from my name. And then you put whatever your subject line is. Sorry, down here, you have old subject lines you can choose. The system saves them for you. If you have codes, if you want it to be personalized, you could add some code into your messages. If you want full name, first name, last name, so on and so forth. And then all you do is follow what this says. You can replace this like a Microsoft Word program. You could change the font, underline, underscore, hypertext, whatever. You can link it, change color of the text, blah, blah, blah. Hopefully you get the idea. It's just like sending a solo ad where you create the content. Now, if you are familiar with safe lists, if you're familiar with just sending messages, you can send out through this, and then people will get clicks to your site. And so I've actually had people register and buy things from my lead gen system. They might have joined me in Profits Passport, and then possibly join some other things as well, including GetResponse or Udimi. So it's a really great way to start to build up your list, and then you can bring them in to another list at the same time if you want to segment them, because these are very generic leads. But if you want to segment them, then obviously get them on the Profits Passport link. Then you're on your own GetResponse link as well, assuming you have that all set up. So hopefully you found some value here. Obviously you might have questions. Go through, do searches. I might have another video out there about certain things. We could spend hours going more in depth with how to write an email and how to configure things, how to link things, how to pull certain things out. But hopefully I've given you a good overview of where you find things. Like I said, you can search my YouTube. If you haven't already, subscribe. Click the subscribe button so you get notified for those. Feel free to join me in Profits Passport so you get part of my emails as well. And, like I said, keep taking action. Ask a question. If you're unsure of something, leave a comment or question below, and I'll either get back to you, point out where you can find it, or I'll make another video that goes more in depth with that specific thing. So I appreciate you spending almost an hour with me. Take some action, and I look forward to seeing your results with Profits Passport. Thanks.